Today, let's answer the question, wired or wireless mic? Obviously, each of these microphones serves its own unique purpose, but which one do you need and which one's going to best suit your needs at the end of the day? Because each of these microphones does two completely different things, at least in my opinion. Now, obviously, this mic is tried and true. This is the Rode Video Micro 2. I've talked about this in previous videos, and this one is the newer CM28. I've also done a little bit of content based on this mic. This is probably one of the most popular microphones on my channel, and with that, it kind of feels worthy that these two should be compared, not necessarily side by side, but just as an example, they're both very similar priced. This one goes for about $80. This one can be bought for about $80 to $90 when it's on sale. So I feel like this is only fitting to compare these two. Now, clearly, this mic is wired. So this is a shotgun mic. This will go on top of your camera, or if you wanted to put it on a boom arm, you can do that as well. But this has to be fixed to something. You can't really put this on you. I'm sure you could with a little bit of tape and probably some pixie dust, but you probably wouldn't want to wear this on your body probably for the extent of your video. Now, with this, the only thing that needs to be connected is obviously the microphone and the camera. So you just connect it with a 3.5mm jack, or if you're using a smartphone, you just buy an adapter. So pretty straightforward. This is almost comparable to dial-up, just without all of the weird noises. On the other hand, you have a wireless mic. This needs some form of connection. So obviously this will attach to your person, so I can just put this on my chest, I can put it on my hat, I can do whatever I need to with it. But this also needs a receiver, because this is the transmitter, which I've been clowned for a little bit. That's my bad. But this obviously transmits the audio. Then on your camera, you would get a receiver, and so that will receive the audio. So that makes sense now that I'm saying it out loud. This transmits it, the other receives it. Well, we're not going to talk about that too much, are we? But this needs some sort of wireless connectivity. So I don't know the exact technology it uses by any means, but obviously it is a kind of digital signal. It communicates directly to the transmitter, whereas this just has a cable to it. So this may have a little bit of latency. Some of the cheaper mics, you're going to notice it more. This one shouldn't have any, but that's not saying that these are perfect either. Let's talk sound. So when it comes to wired microphones, obviously this is like kind of being in the Matrix. You're just plugged in, it works, and there's no real faults with it other than the fact that it has to be plugged in. So this one doesn't specifically require power. Some of the microphones do, so sometimes you have to get phantom power, or they have to have an internal battery. But because of that, things change. This, however, super simple. You just slide it onto your camera, plug it in, and the audio sounds pretty good if I do say so myself. This is obviously not the best microphone that I own, but it is pretty close considering I only own a handful. This obviously is a very directional microphone. So as you can see, the front of it is pointed. So if I were to point this at, myself and I'm talking like this, obviously it's going to pick my voice up. Whereas if I turn it like this, now I'm talking to the back of it. It has some openings on the side, so it can kind of hear me if I'm over here, or if I'm over here, or obviously face on. But if I'm talking from behind it, it's not very good at that. So there are certain microphones that have, a double shotgun mic, so you can talk to it this way and from this way. This microphone doesn't, and most honestly aren't that good in that case. This microphone, however, is omnidirectional, meaning it picks up a lot of sound from a lot of different directions. Obviously, if you have it clipped to your chest like so, then it's going to pick up my voice, it's going to pick up me talking forward, bouncing off the wall, and really everything in its vicinity. Whereas, it's not something that's purely directional. Obviously, it goes up, it prefers to go up, but it can pick up things around it, it can pick up things underneath it. So if I talk to it like this, it's probably gonna pop a little bit more because it's not designed for that. It's designed to have a little bit of an angle to it. So when I have it situated like this, it's almost perfect. So while we're not hardwired in by any means, it's still pretty efficient because, let's face it, the technology has come a long way in a short period of time. The audio quality of this thing is actually really good, and it's probably one of my favorite wireless microphones that I've reviewed to date, which is why I like being able to use it in some of these comparisons, because it's just that good, especially for the price point, which we're not gonna get into. This is just a comparison of which one you need, but this audio sounds really good, and most wireless mics do. The other thing is you can just put this anywhere that you want to. You don't really have to worry about, oh, what if I'm behind the camera or in front of the camera or next to the camera. It's clipped to you, it's clipped to something. so it's gonna pick it up. Additionally, this mic has an input for a lavalier, which means that you can plug something in here, hide it on your body somewhere, run the mic up your shirt, hide it, clip it to your collar, do whatever you need to do, and now I can be walking and talking, I can be, several feet away, and it's gonna pick me up as if we were right in front of each other. Whereas with the wired mic, you have to be relatively close because it doesn't wanna pick up a lot of stuff behind you, because that's not what it's good at. It's good at getting close-ups as if you were talking to a friend at a coffee shop. Does that make sense? That kind of segues me into portability and mobility. Obviously, this is extremely portable, and because it is so portable, I can just wear this whenever, and I'm not gonna really notice it's there. I've actually surprisingly worn this around the house and forgotten it was on, and then hours later, I'm coming back to my computer and I'm like, oh, crap. So then I'll listen to the audio, and most of the time I'm just having really weird conversations, usually with my dogs, but that's besides the point, and you guys probably don't want to hear that. This, on the other hand, while portable, is not entirely portable. This stays fixed to whatever your recording device is. So in most cases, obviously the camera, if it's on a boom arm, then it's really not going anywhere unless you have a portable boom arm, which I guess that could be its own video in itself. You technically have those on like film sets where they're walking around with like the big pole. And so, this is clipped to the top of said pole, and then you're walking around and following the actor. That's not what this is. I'm not an actor. I'm probably not good at acting given the quality of these videos, but maybe I am. Maybe I need to look into that industry a little bit. I don't know. But with this is kind of a set it and forget it mentality. Like with this, you kind of have to remember to take it off at the end of the day. This just stays on the camera. I set it there. I forget about it. No issue. But some of these microphones get a little bulky, like the Rode VideoMic NTG, which is what I'm using on my camera right now. That's a lot bulkier than this, obviously. So it's not as portable. Some of these do start to weigh a lot, whereas these, they weigh ounces. These can weigh several pounds depending on what microphone you get and what kind of situation you're using it in. So if you're using this to vlog, this one's gonna be really good to vlog with, but a bigger one might not be. So really, which one should you choose? Personally speaking, I like to lean towards wireless mics. The only reason that I recommend a wireless mic is obviously it's wireless, you can do a lot more with it. However, sometimes these shotgun mics sound a lot better than these wireless mics. This one obviously is a very good microphone. This one is also a very good microphone. However, they both have two different purposes. So if I'm out and about, if I'm filming maybe in a different country, then I'm gonna use this. This is a travel microphone. Whereas if I'm sitting here in a studio or if I'm doing an interview, then I might wanna use this because sometimes I don't wanna have to put this on somebody. I just want to be able to film them, press the record button, call it a day. This one might have a little bit more post-processing, whereas this one I can kind of just keep it raw. But obviously I know that getting into it. So sometimes this is more convenient than this is, but this one gives me the flexibility that I need to be convenient. So really it all depends on what you're using it for. So I know obviously these videos are biased, but I'm gonna lead towards a wireless microphone because I feel like even in this studio setting, I could wear it. A lot of my first videos are wearing microphones just like this one, whereas this mic is really good, but obviously it's got some flaws, especially compared to the one that's on my camera now. So in the end, it's really up to you. Do you want to be able to roam freely and just walk about and record all of your conversations, even the ones you have with your dogs? Or do you want to look a little bit more professional, have something that's more vlog-esque, studio-esque, interview-esque, and have something that you don't have to worry about falling off? Because no offense, sometimes these magnets don't work too well. For instance, I've already lost one of my magnets for this one. This one, once it's screwed to my camera, it's not coming off. I'm losing the whole camera if I'm losing this microphone. So what do you guys think? Wireless microphone or wired microphone? Me personally, I'm going wireless, but I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say. And honestly, I really enjoy answering some of the feedback that you guys leave in the comments. So let me know what you think. Are you gonna go with the wired or the wireless? So let me know your thoughts. Like, subscribe, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.